This is a Louie Tee Network exclusive.
Who else could it be? Me, your man, Louie Tee. Welcome. You are in the lab room, of course. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. On the 2016 NFL Draft Prospects 101 series, your guide to some of the biggest and hottest names of the 2016 NFL Draft. We're talking tight end position, and this is a guy that is, to me, under the radar. And Ohio State has been churning out some really solid tight ends over the last couple of years, even though you haven't really been able to tell. Last year, Jeff Hireman comes out of Ohio State. There's his ACL early in camp. No one gets to see him perform for the Denver Broncos, but I think that's going to be a third-round gem that's going to pay dividends for them in the upcoming season. If he's going to recover, he's going to play well for them. I think this is another guy here out of Ohio State, the Ohio State University, that can come in under the radar, traditional tight end that can block, do a lot of things for you. I think he's actually a reliable pass catcher. I'm talking about the Ohio State University's Nick Vannett. Let's talk about Nick Vannett and what he brings to the table as a tight end at the next level. 6'6", 257 pounds, big, long, physical tight end, blocks, does everything you like for a guy his size to do. Next pro, traditional inline tight end. And to me, there's not many things in terms of blocking that Nick Vannett can't do on the football field. And he's more athletic than people give him credit for. I fell in love with him at the combine when Hunter Henry wasn't running and a lot of these guys decided not to run and couldn't participate. He showed up, he did everything, he looked good, he looked fluid, then you put the tape on and you see more of the same and you say to yourself, this is a really solid football player that I think has a future in the National Football League. It's a glue guy, just someone that you ask him to do something and he does it, no questions asked, and he does it to the best of his ability. I think Nick Vannett has a little bit of staying power in the National Football League if he just is able to stay healthy at the next level. Good inline blocker and trusty in pass pro. These are the next two pros. And again, I just kind of alluded to that I feel really confident that if you give him an assignment on a particular play to block a defender or two, he can get the job done. I think he's a really good blocker, good base, good size, good length, good everything you're looking for. And I like Nick Vannett and what he brings to the table. You want to watch what he does and his value, go watch the Ohio State games and go watch the playoff game 2 years ago versus Alabama. Go watch him against Oregon 2 years ago. Go watch him and dominate some of these football games and with some key blocks to spring Ezekiel Elliott, among other guys. I mean, this guy is truly a talented blocker. And another one of these blocks that he performs at a very high level, and I normally don't single out types of blocks because that's nor here nor there, but outstanding in space as a blocker. And the one that really stands out to me is as a sift blocker. At the next level, a lot of times, teams will ask tight ends to sift block, which is they start off on one side of the formation, they end up on play action, and this a lot of times is on play action fakes where they start out on one side of the formation, and as the play action fake is being carried out, they're asked to come all the way across the formation and block. And a lot of times it's tough for tight ends to get all the way to the other side of the formation and pick up a guy. And it's the most important block on these types of plays because the tackle is usually blocking down, which allows a free runner, which if the tight end doesn't get over there fast enough, that guy's coming screaming off the edge and he's going to blow up the entire play. He's really good at getting over there in time and picking up a defender, riding him around the quarterback if necessary, and allowing that play to develop and being able to take shots down the field. So I think he excels as a sift blocker out in space as well. He's a guy that you can pull. You see him pulling on a bunch of plays. I think of that Virginia Tech run by Braxton Miller where here comes Nick Vannett to the outside, boom, stonewalls the guy, allows Braxton Miller to get to the outside, end up making a magnificent run for a touchdown. You see it with Ezekiel Elliott all the time. You know, first guy up the hole is lead blocker Nick Vannett, boom, stonewalls the guy, Ezekiel Elliott off to the races. I think he's tremendous out in space as a blocker. Catches in traffic, good hands, reliable pass catcher, all go ahead, roll it up into one as the next pro. This guy, to me, underrated hands, okay? He catches the football in traffic. You throw it to him, he catches it. I love what he brings to the table as a pass catcher, and I think he's very underrated as such because we focus so much on what he does as a blocker, I think, and really that was his primary job at Ohio State was to block. But when they asked him to go out in the route and catch the football, I thought he did it exceptionally well. So that's something else I think that's an added bonus when you take a guy like Nick Vannett, is the fact that, hey, yeah, he blocks really well, and that's a huge part of why you're going to want him on your football team, and he's going to play special teams and do all of those things. But oh yeah, added bonus and benefit. He can catch too. So I really like Nick Vannett, man. I think he's going to help someone at the next level. You go on to his cons. Limited athleticism. No, he's not the greatest athlete in the world. He's not going to separate from guys off of sheer athleticism. But again, savvy, can run routes, can get open. And again, even if he doesn't run the best of routes, he can catch the football in traffic. So again, I like the Nick Vannett package. I like it a lot. You go to his final con. Small sample size as a pass catcher. They didn't ask him to catch the football very much at Ohio State. So even if you like him like I do as a pass catcher, you really haven't seen him catch it enough to feel comfortable that that's something that's going to translate to the next level. Even though I feel comfortable saying that it's going to translate to the next level. Not going to be overwhelmed with his collegiate production as a pass catcher is basically what I'm saying to you. But I think if you throw him the football, he gets his mitts on it, he's going to catch the football and be able to come down with it. And I think he's a guy that is trustworthy. If you throw him the ball, he's going to catch it for you. I really like the package that is Nick Vannett. And because he's a traditional tight end, a guy that you can line up tight to the line and have him block and have him get down the line and be productive as a run blocker, help you in that situation, I think he's going to have some value at the next level. That's Nick Vannett and his draft prospects 101 breakdown. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, here in the lab, we'll come back and join me as I break down everything. And that's everything in the National Football League. Got some more tight ends to break down. Why don't you come on back and help me do that? See you next time. There's plenty more where that came from. While you're here, subscribe to the channel. If you want more Louie Tee, be sure to follow me on Twitter at InTheLabRoom, or you can like the Facebook page at In the Lab Room. That's In the Lab Room on Facebook and at In the Lab Room on Twitter. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so.